we all want to be friends with our kids, but at the end of the day, we're the mom and dad, not the friends. I think one of the key principles in our home was a lot of play, but also that we were the parents. And the way that we phrase that sometimes as we reflect back on it is we were a family-centric home, but the parents were in charge. We would have to assert ourselves from time to time, and it's such a temptation, especially when the kids are cute as a button, to just want to play along with them and just be their friend. It was quite difficult sometimes, but...
Yes, yeah, it's hard. Parenting's hard. And
I think you were better at that part of it than I was sometimes.
Oh, about discipline?
Yeah, I think sometimes. I think you were. And one of the stories that I remember of, Ryan was very little, and you asserted yourself. I was probably in seminary class or something, and you asserted yourself as the authority over him. And I think the swimming lesson was the one that come to mind the most. Why don't you tell them about Ryan and the swimming lessons?
Well, we had, it was quite a chore to take him to his swimming class.
Yeah.
It was about 30 minutes, it was expensive, and he had finished, like the first 6 weeks.
How old was he? He was little.
He was little.
It's like pool safe. How'd be pool safe?
Probably 4 or 5.
Okay.
And I remember driving him to what I thought was going to be the last day of class, just thankful that it was almost done, And
we couldn't afford it.
Right. And then during class, he really gave the teacher a hard time, and he was just being a really bad boy and complaining that he never wanted to see Mr. Dan again, never wanted to take this class again. And it left me no choice but to have to go sign a check, which we couldn't afford. It was,
It was a hot check.
It probably was. We were in seminary. So I had to go in there, sign the check for another round, probably another month, just so Ryan couldn't get his way.
Well, I was proud of that. I always look back on that as he was a cute kid. He did all kinds of fun stuff, and but you had to assert yourself as the authority in the room.
Right. And, we couldn't end his story in swimming lessons with him.
Yeah.
Being able to quit with a poor attitude.
Being dominant. He was not old enough to do that. And now when we were at Providence Baptist Church in Raleigh. Dr. Bob Barnes would come every year and do parenting workshops. And so we would see Bob Barnes, the kids were very little, and we would pick up tidbits, and then he wrote a couple of books. One that really stands out in my mind was Ready for Responsibility.
Right.
And another one was Who's in Charge? And the cover of the Who's in Charge had a little boy like this with his ball cap turned backwards.
Yes.
And those two books really set the stage of how to be in charge, but also to be playful with them as well.
And loving. And it is loving to be the parent. And I know we struggled with, it was tempting to give your kids a lot of choices. Oh, yeah. It's all age appropriate, but when they're little, giving them too many choices and what would you like to do today?
Yeah.
What kind of cereal would you like this morning? And it really probably added more anxiety.
Yeah, we had some families in our life then that were always asking the kids, well, where do you want to go eat today? Or what kind of cereal do you want? Or what time do you want to go to bed? Or what kind of snack
They're in the driver's seat.
These little munchkins were in charge of this. And these are two executive adults that I'm thinking of, and their house was miserable. The kids were actually not happy because they had too many options. And
yeah, I'm sure it causes anxiety to realize your parents are putting you in charge.
Yeah, we would tell the kids, you have to go to bed. I mean, Angie was really great at reading to them. You read a lot to them, Narnia and Harry Potter and all kinds of books. You were the best at that. But we also said it's time to go to bed. And I remember one time, many times probably, but one time Ryan said, but I'm not sleepy. And we said, well, you going to bed has nothing to do with you being sleepy. I want mom to myself. Like, you go to your room.
Your bedtime's not for you, it's for us.
Yeah, your bedtime. He looked confused.